Hi, welcome to my channel, This Awkward Life. My name is Emily, and today I'm going to be bringing you some cleaning motivation. I personally love watching other YouTubers cleaning videos. I find them motivational, and if I'm really tired and really not feeling into it, I turn one of those on and it just kind of makes me antsy and makes me look around my house and be like, yeah, I should get up and go do this, and kind of inspires me to get things done. Also, it reminds me of places that I don't think to clean, or it just gives me a lot of ideas. And although I am not that inspirational, so I doubt you'll be getting that from me, I really wanted to show a realistic cleaning video with you. So here is the video. It is a 2-day video, so I filmed over 2 days of tidying. Today, what you're seeing now, was Monday. The kids and I had finished school a little bit early, and they went to see their brother and one of their grandmas. Isaac was napping, and I was tidying up all of the school stuff that got left out when we left, and just getting ready so that when I come downstairs from cleaning upstairs, the house doesn't look like a disaster down here. And if my husband comes home and I haven't accomplished everything that I wanted to, at least he will walk in the main floor to a slightly tidied home instead of it just constantly being a disaster. I had thought that I could maybe put this little basket thing here with stuff in the middle of the table. It says thankful in the middle, and it's really cute, but it just ended up not working out quite how I wanted, so I ended up putting it back with the candle over there. So this is my very messy room. Things have just been kind of thrown in here. I almost always make my bed every morning, but today I didn't even do that. Typically I do it as one of the first things I do in the day. If not, shortly after we start school and the kids are doing their independent work, I come up here and tidy up my room. But as you can see, that has not happened, and I also brought up this changing table that we will be putting in here so I can set birth supplies on it as we buy them. I will be sharing my birth supplies in a later video, but until then I need a place to set them as we slowly purchase them, so I wanted to throw them in here. I am almost 7 months pregnant when I was filming this, so we are also changing Isaac in from a crib into a big boy bed. So if you probably won't see it because I think I edited it out, but a lot of the times I had to leave the room every 10 minutes to go make sure he was actually in his bed and being good, because he still is testing the freedom he has since he is no longer trapped into a crib with bars. So I am just cleaning this up because it was in our basement for a while and I want it to be nice and clean before I start putting things on there. Now I wanted to take this time as I am cleaning up to talk about cleaning motivation and setting realistic boundaries for you. So the reason that I labeled this video as a realistic clean with me is because I love watching YouTubers clean on YouTube, but the reality is that my life isn't conducive to the kind of cleaning they do. And I think when you find a YouTube channel, I think you can find inspiration from pretty much anyone and really learn a lot and get motivation and see where you are lacking, because as humans we do tend to be a bit lazy. At least I know I do. So I know there are a lot more things that I could be getting done in a day if I really stayed focused and motivated and actually was the hard worker that the Lord wanted me to be. And I'm definitely trying and getting better at those things. But I also think it's important to look at the person's life and see how their life lines up with yours. Not all of us are in the same season of life, and so I think when you watch other YouTubers cleaning and you see their home, it can be very easy to self-sabotage yourself by judging how little you get done in a day, or not having as high standards as them, or whatever it is. I mean, everyone is a little bit different, and I want to talk some about that. For me personally, there is really no way during the school year that I can possibly get anything done in the morning because I homeschool my children. So while maybe I can throw in a load of laundry or possibly get some dishes done, it isn't super practical because when one child is not needing my help or I'm not doing a lesson with somebody, I am having to do a lesson with the other child. And in between doing school with Kane and Aubrey, Isaac still very much needs attention and wants to cuddle and is very demanding, especially as I potty train. So I feel like I spend all morning doing school and sitting in the bathroom with Isaac, working on potty training with him. We're cleaning up the pee as he has peed on the floor. So that is kind of my morning. And while we are done with school, usually by lunchtime, sometimes we go a little bit later in the day until 1. So I try to give myself grace and I don't allow myself to focus on doing any housework until 1. So that is over half of the day. And I think when you look at your life is very different from the people you probably see on YouTube. So perhaps you're a homeschooling mom like me, or perhaps your kids go to school, perhaps you work a full-time job, or maybe you have many small children and that just makes it really hard to get things done in the morning. Whatever it is, I think stopping and looking at the YouTuber and finding them to be the awesome people they are, but realizing what they can do and accomplish isn't going to look the same for you and your lifestyle. I know that has relieved a lot of pressure from me because I would look at their cleaning videos and be like, wow. And it was kind of embarrassing, and I'm like, wow, I don't get like anything done. I don't know how they find the time for all this. But like I said, some of the people I follow, their kids go to school. They have older children who don't need as much focus, such as Isaac. You have to always have your eye on him to make sure that, you know, he's not gonna jump off of something and break his neck. I think watching other people from other walks of life is so interesting though, because it does give you a chance to really inspire yourself or see how you can implement some of their things into your life. But just don't focus on it if you're not getting everything done. Like I said, I can't start cleaning until probably around 1-ish. And in that time between then and my husband getting off work, that is when I want to get all of my cleaning done, because when he is home, I want to be able to spend time with him and to do things and be fun. And while I do definitely do cleaning after he's home because practicality calls for it, I try and get everything done that I need to get done before he gets home. And then I also have dinner to make. And in between all of this, my children still want to play and have fun. And Isaac is of age where he cannot go outside without me. So every time the older ones go outside, he wants me to go outside so he can go outside. And so there's just not a lot of like time to just sit down and clean for long periods of time. It's just squeezing in little bits while he naps. If we have finished school already, which varies each day, I try and do that, like get my cleaning done then. But again, it doesn't always happen. Sometimes we have school later, or we have other things that come up that need my attention. And this was the finished product of my room. Much better, much tidier, and I have a spot to start putting birth supplies. So I was very happy with that. We went downstairs and I was just gonna knock out some dishes before I start working on some stuff in the kitchen that I wanted to get ready because we are planning to paint in here. But back to what I was saying, I just really think it's important to see where your life's at, especially if you're a mom of small children or you are pregnant. I know sometimes I just need to be able to sit down and rest because I am exhausted. And when I am exhausted, I am cranky. So I try to give myself rest, not only for my sake, but for my children's sake, so that I am not so cranky. Right here, I am taking off these old hooks and stuff that were above our window. They were there when my husband got the house, and they have just continuously stayed. So I was taking them off so we could patch it and make it look a little bit nicer when we painted. Isaac woke up from his nap and he does this thing where he brings pillows and he wants you to lay with him on the floor. It's just a funny thing he does where he pats where he wants you to sit or lay. So he was being a goofball, and I ended up washing this window. There was a bunch of yellow sticky stuff that never really came off, but it did end up being much cleaner. And this is the next day. The night before, I did do some laundry off screen and tidied up and cleaned that windowsill and made the kitchen clean. But then my husband got home and him and I just took some time while the older two children were gone to spend some time together and have some fun. And we ended up going out to dinner with Isaac. So it was just a really nice day. I'm folding up all of our clothes, and as you can see, there are a bunch of things with tags on them because Kane's birthday was a short while ago and his one grandma gave him a bunch of clothes, which is a huge blessing to us because that kid goes through clothes so fast. So I am just folding them up and getting them ready to go in his drawer. I didn't take the tags off just in case something didn't fit quite right. I didn't want to have the tags off already, so as he puts them on, I just take the tags off. When he's done, Aubrey was helping me get the stuff out of these cabinets because I had needed to organize them because everything was thrown up there. I also needed to declutter a bunch of stuff up here, and I wasn't sure. I had planned on taking off the doors to the cabinets when we painted, but my husband says he just wants to paint them on there, so I don't really care. I'll just do whatever he wants to do. But either way, this needed to be done, so we decided to take everything off and declutter all of the stuff up here, and she graciously was willing to help me with this. It should also be noted, while I did not get a clip of this, we did do school this morning already, and also Kane did do tidying up this morning as a help to me. I just did not get that on camera, so you won't see him in here because he is now playing, but he did do chores and did help me a lot this morning, just not on film. I seriously have a love-hate relationship with these cabinets up here because we do have a lot of cupboard space, but we only ever store things that we don't use regularly up here because, well, as you can tell, I am not the tallest of persons, and especially now that I am in my 3rd trimester of pregnancy, I probably shouldn't be standing on the counter to get things down. And so it makes it really hard to store things up there. The cabinets also aren't like the widest cabinets, so you can't put a lot of big pots and pans up there because they stick out and the door won't close. Poor Aubrey. In this clip you will see her bouncing around, and I had went upstairs to try and get Isaac back down for a nap, and she spent the entire time in the kitchen waiting for me, which was like 20 minutes. The poor girl, I didn't think she would sit there the whole time. I didn't think to tell her like she could go play, but she just patiently waited for me. There was a bunch of clips of her whistling and stuff too. That was super funny, but I didn't know how much of the 20 minutes you'd want to see of her sitting there whistling and humming. So big thanks to her for doing that. But as you can see, Isaac is really into the camera because he can see himself, and he hasn't learned to leave the camera equipment alone. So Aubrey is off camera here. She was standing behind me and she was helping me as I handed her things. We were just dividing things out into sort because everything had just got thrown in there. We have all those ice cream buckets and things. We had vases up there, old coffee things that we didn't use anymore, canning jars that Halloween stuff in there.
Easter and Halloween?
Yes.
Okay, this is...
And this is Easter. And then this is birthday.
Okay.
And you can throw this away back.
Is this technically birthday?
Yeah, we'll put that in the party.
Okay. This is birthday?
Yes. Isaac, no, take Isaac, put this one.
This is a syringe. Hard as you can. Oh, wow! Get it!
We have an injured civilian. And just a bit later in the day, Aubrey helped me sort through everything, and now I was just working on putting everything back up there. I wanted to move some of my cans of beans and such up here so that I can use the place where we store our extra food to stockpile other foods that we use a little bit more and just have a little bit more food on hand, so we don't always have to run to the store for things, or also if things get shut down again, we have a little bit of storage of food. So I am just doing that right now. There is a lot of things that I do off camera, so I do accomplish a few more things during the day, such as dishes and dinner cleanup and bath time, and all of those things are a huge part of the day and a huge accomplishment, and I think sometimes we overlook them because they seem so little and that just you have to do them, and you do, but they are definitely an accomplishment too, so those aren't in here. But I did want to point out that I do in fact do those things. As you can see here, my stack of beans is quite excessive, but that's okay. They definitely stretch out a meal and they're very nice to have on hand. So we only have a few more minutes left in this video, so if you have stuck this out to the end, I greatly appreciate that. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it and subscribe. That definitely helps my channel. I don't know if these are the kind of videos that you guys really want to see, but if it is, definitely give it a thumbs up. So this is the finished product up there. I have the containers with our seasonal items in it, one for each season, one with cookie cutters in it, just kind of divide it out so I can find them instead of them just being loosely thrown up here. My canning jars and my extra glasses, empty ice cream buckets,